So I've done it again, a test ride on a Saturday. After the Africa Twin, I said I wouldn't do that because Manchester is a horrifically busy place on a Saturday. But here I am again, centre of Manchester on a Saturday, and we're out to test ride the Yamaha Tracer 9 GT. This was an interesting bike to me. Obviously, I've been looking at adventure bikes, not sports tourers. I did look at a Triumph 660 prior to buying my Himalayan. It didn't really gel with it, but I was also considering, alongside the Africa Twin and the Husqvarna and the Triumph 900, Triumph Tiger 900, I was also considering the Multistrada V2. So I did think, well, the Tracer 9 is probably a bike that fits in with that, should be comfortable for touring, so I thought it was worth a look. So here we are. So we're going to head out of Manchester. Obviously you do not want to head into Manchester. We're going to go off, hopefully try and find some more rural roads, do a bit of motorway, and yeah, let's see what we think. Literally just picked the bike up. We're on a very straight road getting out, so let's rejoin you in a few minutes. So I should also say, sorry, we're on the AMT version of this bike. So they had a manual in the previous year's spec, or they had an AMT in the 2025 spec. So we've gone with the AMT. I believe that means some different appearance of the bike slightly, but also some changes to the switchgear. So we've got all this the different indicator and joystick control rather than the old the controls for the old bike. We'll go through that in a bit. So yeah, on the AMT, again, not necessarily looking that I'd buy the AMT, but quite happy to ride it and see what I think. Oh boy, that moves. Right, now, controls look pretty intuitive, so actually the screen's in the lower position. I'm just going to move it whilst we're running using the controller. There we go, windscreen, and let's move it up. So I apologise, you are probably looking through the windscreen on the camera. I am not, I'm just looking at the top. Even its high position, I'm now looking straight over the top of that. That is absolutely effortless. I've never ridden a triple. Never been out on a triple, but I'm already seeing the advantages of that configuration. I missed the burble, I missed the kind of twin kind of rumble you get, but it doesn't sound bad. But it's got plenty of torque when you pull away, and that's so smooth. I mean, that's building speed is like I suppose it is just best of all worlds, isn't it? So I'm sitting at 60. There is some buzz through the bars. Yeah, some buzz through the bars at 70. Seat's nice and calm. There's actually some buzz through the tank as well, coming through my legs. Not bad. No more than I get on the Himalayan. Obviously that's a single, quite buzzy, so no concerns there. We're happy with this. Let's move the windscreen back down. Yeah, so the windscreen high to low, there is a bit of difference. Yeah, move it up, move it above my helmet, move it down. And that's just catching the top of my helmet there. So yeah, pretty good actually. Less reverberation than I think I remember having on the Husqvarna. So yeah, motorway all good. I think wind protection's good. I would happily sit at 70 all day on this. That's a lovely thing. Say bars could do with a little bit less buzz through those bars, but that wouldn't be a deal breaker. It's not significantly intrusive. I stuck a little route in the sat nav, which I'm hoping gives us a kind of mix of roads. Let's see. We've only got an hour, so this won't be a particularly long ride, but enough to get a feel for the bike. It is quite snatchy on and off the throttle. I don't know if that's just because of the Y-AMT. Yeah, rolling on, rolling off is a little bit snatchy. So I'm in D+, but let's move back to D mode, which is probably the softer of the two, see if that improves it. Don't know if the indicators are self-cancelling, let's find out. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, different kind of button for the indicators now. It's rather than, ooh, blimey. Those brakes are good. Yeah, rather than the centre push, you push the direction indicator, so you've got the push to the right there and push again to cancel. That's fine, it's a nice big button, easy to contact with. That was one of the complaints I had on the Africa Twin, that actually that button was not the best to find. Okay, this is interesting because this is quite a bumpy old road through hail, lots of potholes and refilled bits, and it's picking it up. This is on semi-active suspension, this one, so to me this is doing a lot better job than the Africa Twin did. That was perfectly smooth on the motorway, and going over that you could just feel it kind of introduce a bit more float to take out some of the sting of that. So yeah, you know, that's very, very nice suspension. The screen's beautifully clear, obviously a lot of information on it. You get all the trip information on the side there. Range 128 miles. It says it's averaging 58.9, not sure what over period that is, but you know, if it's returning anywhere near 60, I'd be happy with that. Connectivity, vehicle info, we can get access to that as well. Change the theme. Alright, so you can actually change the layout. That's interesting. I do like dark ones, but it's probably an advantage to having a lighter screen on a day like today, so let's go for that. So gear shift controls, I should say, on the left there, you've got a plus behind the handle and a minus there. Yeah, nice display. Lovely and clear. Oh, it's a warm one today. So yeah, forgive the wind noise for a second, it's going to cool down a little bit. A little mini heat wave for the UK, so nice to be out on the bike today after a very sticky night, around 25 degrees overnight with no wind at all. I'm going to have to stop and tighten that up. Okay, to put into neutral, we just push the minus, and now we're sat in neutral. Right, let's see if slide that up. Okay, and to go again, clicking to drive there, let's cancel that indicator, and let's go. One thing I am noticing straight away, appreciate I'm used to a bike on a huge front wheel, but this is so nimble. It's lovely. I do miss that about the BMW. I suppose that's the thing with adventure bikes, is how are slightly more cumbersome to turn. But this, if you're absolutely planted on the motorway, very, very stable. 70 feels like you're scratching the surface of this bike. It just wants to go and go and go. But yeah, equally, throttle aside, so far that's my one complaint. It's not something I've ever experienced. I mean, you hear a lot of other reviewers saying, oh, it's common ride-by-wire, you get that slightly snatchy throttle, but it's not really something I've ever noticed. But yeah, on this I have. It's not a deal breaker, it's something I'm sure you get used to. Ergonomics then. Okay, the seat's comfy, it's a sportier seat, so you kind of sat into it. I like those kind of seats, I must admit. I think it's one of the reasons the kind of sculpted seat of the Bear, and also the Husqvarna, I think, had a nice shaped seat, and it kind of holds you in position, so I did like that. So yeah, seats feels very comfy. I don't think I have any problem with that. Knees are more bent, but I expected them to be. Obviously, just the nature of the bike, it's more of a sports tourer, it's not an adventure bike, so it's not, legs at 90 degrees. But yeah, not uncomfortable. Slightly splayed, but actually easier to grip the tank. It's kind of just a nice middle ground. Doesn't feel huge, doesn't feel too small. That's a really good test. So 5 miles an hour, 4, 3. So it just clunked into first gear. This is Hale we're in now. If I had the money, this is probably where I'd choose to live. It's a very nice little place. And not your typical biker cafe by any means, but there's the straight ahead of us to the left of Portland Wine there. The cafe called the Flower Pot or something, or Garden Eatery. And yeah, absolutely amazing food. Right, as per usual, I digress. So, ergonomics. Oops, this way as well. Okay, well that just goes to show, doesn't it? That was me messing up the corner, I wasn't looking at the sat-nav. Car in front of me stopped, that was very easy to turn around it. Very, very nimble little bike this. So ergonomics, yeah. So, legs are more acute, let's see how I feel when I get off this, but at the moment I'm not feeling there's any problem. Actually, obviously I've got no gear lever to reach, so I can't judge that on this one. That is the only slight problem, because I probably would go for a manual. So yeah, let's put that into the most plain and basic screen, which is often the best one, isn't it? And I think that's quite a nice looking, yeah, simple trip information. Odometer. Slightly annoying, it doesn't give me a range on that screen. But you know, can't have everything. Right, some big potholes there. Oh, you know what? That is brilliant. That semi-active suspension is really good. And I think, say the Himalayan is spoiled me definitely with suspension, so it's nice to find something. Sorry, not just the Himalayan, but the R1250 I had dynamic ESA, and I think that was a great system as well. I did enjoy that. Beautifully compliant when you wanted to be, and it firmed up very nicely. So what have we covered then? So ergonomics and comfort, yeah, all good. So nice leg stretch, comfy position. I have no concerns with this at all. Screen gives good protection. Bars are nice and wide. Control feels really, really good. It responds beautifully. So yeah, slight touch. No big efforts needed here. Well, it hit this to 60 pretty quick. So yeah, big thanks to Hunt's Honda Motorcycles in Manchester for taking this one out for me, literally off the showroom floor. Wheeled it out of the showroom, put petrol in it, and off we go. Thank you very much, Scott. Easy to arrange, and I have to say thank you for calling back, because you know I filled in the form via the Yamaha website, and I tried first with MES Power Sports because it's Chester side, it's a little bit easier for me to access, and more rural, which I prefer for going out for test rides rather than coming to a city centre. Multiple times tried to contact them via the website, via telephone, via email, zero response. So you know, great the Yamaha are doing so well that they don't need to return customers' calls, but it's extremely disappointing. Oh, I'm just absolutely in love with this. Let's take a next left and we'll try and find somewhere to pull in. I can show you around the bike. Davy's Dairies. Oh, you know, this'll do. Looking for the gear lever to get neutral. Obviously I don't do that, just need to press the neutral one there. Side stand, that's a centre stand. Where's the bloody side stand? Oh, that's awkward. That's an awkward little bugger to get down. Right, let's turn you off. Right, there we are then. So just a quick walk around because I want to go back on and ride it. As you can see there, we have the matrix lights. I mean, it's not pretty, but it's quite striking, you know. I don't dislike it. Maybe a contentious view. I don't think it's ugly. I think it's pretty, but I don't think it's ugly. Obviously cast aluminium frame, which just looks very sleek. I do like it when they do the frames like that. Love the look of these Yamaha swing arms, always do. I think they're just, everything's styled very nicely. Not so keen on the big airbox underneath. At least it comes with a centre stand. Got the suspension gubbins there. Obviously bits for your pannier racks. Yeah, it looks nice, big and imposing. Switch gear's all good. Feels you've got adjustable levers. Feels good. I mean, it's obviously plastics, but everything feels good quality. Don't like the little piss pot things, but then I don't think anybody does. You have to change those out for something anodised once you've got the bike. Look at those tiny little wheels, but that is the reason I love it. So 17s front and rear. Actually quite a wide track on them. They've got 180, sorry, yeah, it's 180 on the back. So nice, you know, it's kind of wide tyre, which obviously contribute to the handling. All LED lights, love the light clusters. They haven't really changed the Yamaha ones, but they look nice and distinctive. So no gear shift, same 119 brake, 890cc 3-cylinder. Yeah, peak power at 10,000 RPM. Excuse me whilst this tractor goes past. Yeah, 93 Newton meters of torque at 7,000 RPM. We've got 130mm suspension front and rear, and that just goes to prove that I don't need the 200 that I've got on the Himalayan. Makes it very compliant, but you put a clever system like this. I love the gold forks on this as well. Looks really nice with the grey, and it works very, very nicely indeed. Wet weight 231 kilos. Doesn't feel heavily moving, feels extremely nimble, but I did try to do a U-turn on it. I did put my foot down, so I failed the test. So it's heavy to move around, no doubt on that. Lots of tech on this one. It's got 6-axis IMU, lean sensitive controls, wheelie controls, all the rest of it. The manual one has a quick shifter. Obviously this is the Y-AMT. So all the heated grips in the menu, electric screen. It's got the cruise control over here, and obviously LED lights. I believe the switch gear is backlit. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't see in the daylight. Yeah, and where's the difference? So this AMT version is £1,000 more than the standard one. So yeah, 14,354 going up to 15,354 for the AMT. The GT Plus, that comes in at a lot more, 17 grand you're talking for a GT Plus. That adds things like tyre pressure monitoring. I believe you also get the radar controls for that one, as well as the luggage that comes with it as standard. So, still not a bad package. This one looks like it has a box for the radar. I don't know if anything's fitted into it. But yeah, what do you think? I think a very striking looking bike. There you go. As you can see, I'm 6'3" with my leg on that there. Nice, easy, nice position. Legs bent, but all fine. I can get both feet down very, very easily. In fact, I can stand up above the bike. So, not sure what the seat height is on this. I will add it to the screen now. That's one of the things I didn't check. But you know what? It feels very nice indeed. Both legs up. Reach to the bars is good. Back's fairly straight. Very, very happy. Right, let's get moving. Corners beautifully. I've forgotten what it was like to have a bike that corners like that. Just yeah, you know what, actually maybe this has been a very helpful ride. Maybe I'm looking at entirely the wrong kind of bikes. Maybe I should be looking at sports tourers. I just presume the comfort on a big adventure bike would be better. That's really not necessarily the case, is it? So I will be careful because I don't actually know these roads at all. But they look very nice. I think I'll be coming back here. A good place for a ride. I've seen a few bikes go past whilst I was recording there, so You know what? This could be an expensive test ride. This so obviously £15,000 bike is way up there. I was all set to stick with my nice cheap Royal Enfields, have the Himalayan as the main bike, but oh my word, I would love this one. Just so responsive. And I mean that CP3 engine is not a new unit. It's been around in God knows how many bikes over the years, but really is a beautiful thing. Right, let's find someone to test the brakes. Oh, there you go. ABS cuts in. That's not bad at all, actually. Alright, there's nothing behind me. Rear brake. Yep, very good. 30. Front brake. Blimey, yep. Okay, so we've got the brakes. And I think I didn't say, but it's... why is it not changing gear? I think they're about... they're just shy of 300mm discs on the front, so 292s with the 4-pot calipers. But I think on the back it's 260, 270 discs with twin-pot calipers, so yeah, plenty of braking power. There we go, just dropped off that hub there, and that felt very nice indeed. Okay, and back onto some bigger roads. So we've got the same kind of clunkiness, I guess you call it, that I kind of commented on in the Africa Twin. When he's changed gear, same kind of clunks as you're changing down, but that's just part of the course, is changing gear, isn't it? It's making a noise. So, but as you just seen, just kind of rolled out of that junction smoothly, up to 40 miles an hour. Sitting in fifth. If I put that back into standard D mode now, which I think is I think the D plus is a sportier one. I'm not too sure of the terminology, but the D, let's say, is the less sporty one. It doesn't hold the gears as long. Let's see what it's like to filter on. A bit more careful than I was yesterday. I managed to clip somebody's oh god, do not clip the Ferrari or the Porsche, bloody hell. Right, yeah, I'm not in love with the engine noise. That is my kind of one criticism of this, really. The triple is extremely competent. I mean, it's smooth. It's got a nice enough tone to it, but yeah, it's kind of a very, very sporty sounding engine, which is not my thing. Extremely confidence inspiring, good for being playful with. Go off the next junction, so we'll pull back in behind him, because I don't need the points of my licence. Yeah, 70 miles an hour, very comfy. Let's again put that screen up. The controls are intuitive. I mean, that whole switch block is lovely. I can see the cruise control there. There you go, set 68 miles an hour, no effort at all, very, very easy to use. Let's knock that off. There we go, a limiter as well. Wow, okay. Yeah, very, very good controls. Really impressed with that. I like the display. So yeah, pros. The ride quality is just superb. I mean, that's a semi-active suspension. I'm so impressed with. The engine, I mean, it has enough low down torque, it feels smooth, and it pulls all the way up. It just kind of will fly. It feels like it's trying to do two jobs. It's nice kind of grunty engine, happy low speeds around town, will absolutely fly if you open the throttle. What else do we like? I mean, the general comfort, seated position, it feels like I could be comfortable on this all day, no question. The screen isn't perfect, it's not giving me, you know, it's still, even with its high position, there's still some wind hitting me, but, you know, I don't want to be completely insulated from the road, so I wouldn't hold that against it. Don't like the little bits here. I think the rest of the quality is very, very good, but don't like little things like that. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, the engine note, I'm not in love with the engine note. Not that I don't like it, it hasn't got that, oh yeah, automatic dark screen like the Himalayan, that's good. Hasn't got that character that I look for. There is a little bit of buzz through the bars. I would prefer that wasn't there, but again, I can live with it. It's not going to give me white knuckle or anything. And what else? The looks. Okay, that's where, right, that's where this comes unstuck a little bit. Right, so if I'm going to pay 14-15 grand for a bike, I could conceivably get an X-Demo, possibly even in new if they put an offer out, Multistrada V2, which has that V2, you know, twin cylinder rumble and character, and I'm sorry, but it looks a lot prettier. As we talked about with the other bikes, look, oh god, I want to turn off here. Pay attention to the sat-nav, man. The answer's right in front of your face. Right, yeah, this is not an ugly bike, this is actually a very striking bike. I like that it looks different. You can see what it is straight away. I think it looks nicer than the old one. I'll be honest and say I think the Tracer 7 looks nicer than the Tracer 9, much sleeker. But if the headlights work, I would take that over it looking a little bit ungainly. And I do think it's quite a muscular looking bike, so I'm not averse to it, not at all. Would prefer more metals than plastics, but really that's nitpicking. But yeah, about that price though, would you have a Multistrada V2, a very, very pretty bike, nice Ducati red, or would you have the slightly what's the word, slightly anonymous grey Tracer 9? You know, it's just another bike on the road. It's not going to draw attention. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you can get away with the making use of that engine if you're not drawing attention to yourself. That really is a lovely thing. Switch gear I'm really impressed with. I think other manufacturers could learn a lot from this. I like the whiz wheel on the BMW, I thought that was very easy to use, but I'm a big fan of joystick controls when they're done well, and that is done well. So yeah, town filtering then, let's try this one again, without the concern of hitting anything that's going to cost more than I earn in a month to repair. Yeah, actually, no concern there at all. It's not as narrow as the Himalayan, but then I'd probably keep the Himalayan for commuting if I was getting this, if I could afford to. That might be might have to sell the Himalayan to get this. Other consideration, obviously I want to keep doing the motor vlogging. Would like to ride other bikes, of course, obviously not just my own, but the majority of the rides, come on. No, either Y-AMT to Y-AMT. Once you go down to use it, I much prefer that Y-AMT to the DCT. Forgot what I was saying there. Yeah, motor vlogging. You're watching this now. Would you have any interest in watching people ride on a Yamaha, on a Tracer 9? Is it exciting enough? Is the engine note nice enough to want to listen to? Now, I watch a lot of motor vlogs, and part of that is the sensation. I love Off She Goes and Runa, even though there's no engine note, because I find them very relaxing videos of the scenery, everything else that goes with them. Then I enjoy things like Ian Hughes on his Royal Enfields, because the sound of that single and then in the 450 Gorilla. I think they're just great sounding bikes, and it's really nice to listen to. So really engaging videos. And likewise, lots of others. You see motor vloggers on bikes where you get the engine note. It sounds really, really good. But you're probably looking through the screen. Don't know that you're going to be picking up much engine noise. Do you think you would watch a motor vlogger riding one of these? So I'm really curious to know the answers to that one. But yeah, overall, this is definitely a bike for the shortlist. In fact, at the moment, I would say this is top of the shortlist. This is just obscenely good bike. Funny thing is, I watched another review the other day and I almost didn't bother taking this test ride. Right, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't, of course, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.